Bayley just posted her reaction to missing another big event. So we'll see what the latest is with her. We'll also see what's going on with Alexa Bliss's big return and much more. Let's start things off with Bayley's reaction to missing Backlash. It's becoming a tradition for Bayley to tweet out a sarcastic message to the fans after she misses another big event. This was the case again after WrestleMania Backlash. A lot of fans thought that someone would attack Ronda Rousey at Backlash just to kick off the next story for her. Some thought it would be Lacey Evans, some thought it would be someone even bigger, like a return for Bayley. Bayley took to Twitter to respond to the fan, once again in character. She had this to say, quote, "Woke up from a nap to see that you idiots still don't understand how injuries work. It's called recovery, rehab, remodel. Have some respect." End quote. Bayley has been doing this same sort of thing after big events since back in January with the Royal Rumble. After every big event since then, Bayley would take to Twitter to make fun of the fans who thought she would return at one of the shows. So that's what Bayley is continuing to do. But a lot of fans feel like, despite what Bayley says, that we're getting closer and closer to her return. She's deep into her recovery. She passed the recommended 9-month recovery time frame from a torn ACL, and fans just feel like Bayley could show up at any of these upcoming weeks. Like we discussed after Backlash, with Charlotte Flair leaving Smackdown for a bit and Alexa Bliss making Raw even stronger, Smackdown needs Bayley more than ever. So if we had to pick a landing spot for Bayley upon her return, Smackdown still seems to definitely have the edge over Raw. So if Bayley does return to Smackdown, a feud with Ronda Rousey, of course, is the bigger route for her over there. Remember that Bayley was supposed to have a SmackDown Women's title match just a few days before she went down with that injury. So no matter if she returns to Raw or SmackDown, Bayley's gonna feel entitled to that title match that she never got before she went down. If she returns to Raw, Bianca Belair is the champion, who happens to be the same champion she was supposed to go up against before that injury. So it would be pretty cool to see them pick up that story back up. If she returns to SmackDown, Ronda Rousey and the SmackDown Women's title would be right there. Bayley and Ronda Rousey had a few exhibition matches during Ronda's first run with WWE, but they never had a full-fledged feud with each other, so that would be something interesting to see unfold. What would a full story between Ronda Rousey and Bayley really look like? You have Ronda Rousey as the fresh new champion and Bayley fresh off her return. That would be a pretty fair and balanced feud there. So be on the lookout for Bayley's return on any of the WWE's main shows, but SmackDown still looks like the favorite to land her. The moment that fans have been waiting for since last September finally happened. Alexa Bliss actually returned to Raw. The story here was that Adam Pearce was trying to tell Sonya Deville that she was no longer a WWE official, and he was trying to tell her that her opponent for the night was the returning Alexa Bliss. Out came Alexa Bliss, making her first Raw appearance since September 20th, 2021, with yet another remix to her overall character and presentation. Alexa had a new long hairstyle and a brand new gear design that she has never used before. Another key thing to note was that she had another new theme. Alexa has been going through a lot of new themes over the last few years. Her theme was probably changed 4 to 5 times now within the last 2 years, and this return to Raw featured another new theme. Alexa's new theme featured a similar sound to her original Goddess theme song, but it also had a feel of a dark remix to it. When it comes to a character like Alexa Bliss, you just have to overanalyze everything. Could that new theme song be a hint of how her new character will work? Will she have some of her old persona mixed in with her new evil persona? That's a good theory because that's exactly what her new theme music is. It's a mix of her old theme and new theme. So could her character also be a mix of the old and new? It's an interesting idea. Another key thing to note about Alexa's entrance, take a look at the entrance video on the Tron. Her painted face and overalls used to be used on the big screen. Now they're using a picture of the render that they used for her at Elimination Chamber, all black clothing and no face paint. Some of Alexa's gestures during her entrance, even standing at the bottom of the rope, definitely reminded fans of the old Alexa Bliss, but at the same time, she's still carrying Lilly in her hand. So it was a great surprise to finally get Alexa Bliss back on Raw and see that return, but her Raw appearance left us with more questions than answers, no doubt about that. Just by the look of things, it would appear that Alexa's character is in a similar state to the last episode of the therapy sessions. She doesn't have the colorful overalls or the face paint on anymore, but she still has the evil doll, Lilly. So it is a bit confusing. What direction will Alexa Bliss decide to go in? Well, she's at a place right now that there's probably only two directions to take her in. Alexa's character is sort of neutral right now. She's not fully evil, but she's definitely not fully normal either. She's right in the middle of both sides. So her next arc could very much be choosing one of the sides and fully committing to them. Does Alexa continue her journey to returning to her pre-Bray Wyatt self, and will eventually lose Lilly along the way until she's fully back to normal? Or does Alexa take another plunge to the evil side and probably get darker than she ever was before? One of those two options has to happen. It's going to be up to WWE to decide on which one they're going with. Another important thing to note is that Alexa's Lilly doll is a hot merchandise item for WWE. All the young fans love this Lilly doll, and it sells out a lot. Alexa was one of the top merchandise sellers around last summer due to all the merchandise items they were making with Lilly. So it has nothing to do with Alexa's character story per se, but considering how much they make off of Lilly merchandise, that may be another reason right there why Lilly may also stick around. WWE may not have any plans to do any of those fan theories of Alexa Bliss becoming Lilly, but they may still just decide to keep Lilly with Alexa Bliss since the doll is a hot-selling merchandise item. So that's a popular fan theory on why Lilly is still around. Maybe it just relates to the merchandise sales. But hopefully there's also a storyline-related reason to why Lilly is here. The story is that the doll is evil. Alexa still has the doll and brings it out to the ring. So will it take some time for Lilly to get over Alexa Bliss once again? So we did see Alexa's big return, but it didn't give us enough to see where the character's mental state and story is at right now. So hopefully Alexa sticks around on Raw and gives us some answers to all these questions. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below, don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.